Hey everyone, it's April 24th, 2015. I'm Melissa. It's the 24th day of vlog every day in April, or Veda Day 24. So, I went to see the Cinderella movie today, which was very, very pretty, and I loved it. And because I love fairy tales, they're like my favorite tales ever. um, so yeah, I really liked this version of Cinderella. Like, I liked how it was like still like the Cinderella version that we love, but like there was little twist or little parts that were kind of like added. So like we see, Cinderella when she's a kid, and like she has like her mother and her dad, and like her mother telling her, always, have kindness and, have courage and be kind, and like be kind. And you see like like when like her dad marries the stepmother when like Cinderella's a little bit older and whatnot, and like the age that she is in the whole story, like not when she's like a little girl, like I think what they do in the Disney version, because or in other version, not quite sure. For sure when quite sure, but like, and so like how like the step family kind of like all like the stepmother kind of like how she already treats Cinderella before, like she makes Cinderella the servant of the whole house and whatnot, like whatnot. And it's just this subtle thing, like she just do subtle things, like will someone be like, oh, like one example, like somebody's like, oh, like like stepmother tells her that, oh, the girls always share a room, always shared a room, but the room they have now is really small. And so it goes like, well, my room's actually bigger. They could, and or I mean they could. And yes, of course they can have your room and you'll sleep in the attic. And it's like just sort of like this subtle thing of like of already like kind of like doing it, which or just kind of like treating her like that before it happens. And then like so I think, and then like like the prince, which who are you? Because you are very, very attractive, Mister. I will look up who you are, like, after this. But sort of like how sorry, I'm playing with the case. And him and, like, just sort of like who he, kind of like him, like, oh, like, we meet him while he's on this hunting party, and Cinderella kind of, like, runs into him, like, and he doesn't introduce himself as the prince. He just introduces himself as Kit, and I kept thinking that Kit was like short for something. Something, and it's kind of interesting where like they're just talking, and like it's like, oh, it's like really nice, and it was like, oh, and there was like the nice, and it was like the sort of like I don't know. I really like this prince. I think they did a really good job with him, which I think considering like the prince in like the Disney version and in most fairy tales, not really actually interesting. So I liked him, and the king was pretty good. Like it was pretty good, and like all the characters was like wonderful, and then like like even like they even kind of sort of like kept the mice. But of course they don't talk, but it was like these little cute little mice who still like like, oh, so they were so adorable and cute, and Gus was so cute, and like little chubby little Gus. And what else did I like? I liked the fairy godmother. She was very good because she was Helen Bonham Carter, so you can't go wrong with Helen Bonham Carter. Yeah, she was awesome. It was like how she was like, oh yes, okay, I need to turn a vegetable into a carriage. What do you have? Do you have any of these? No? Okay, I'm gonna turn it. Okay, squash. Okay, I'm gonna do squash, and it's like, just going like, okay, up, here, and like just changing, and it's like, oh, okay, I need shoes. Okay, here are your glass slippers. Which were beautiful glass slippers. I wonder how they actually like danced around in that, or like, or she actually had to. I don't know. But they were so pretty. And then I also liked how all stuff. So like the stepmother kind of finds out that it was Cinderella that danced with the like stuff. Her phrase that it's like it was Cinderella who was the girl who danced with the ball with the prince, and she's like those things, and like Cinderella kind of goes like, why, like do you do this? And this is that basically goes like, well, gives her a reason, which is basically like, oh, I married once for love, and then that guy, my husband, died, and then I married again, because I wanted uh, basically to have something, because I had two children, and I needed something to take care, and then he died, and so, and it's sort of like, it gives the reason, but it wasn't that whole, like, you feel sorry for that. In a way, I kind of did, because it was like, wow, like, you, that's your whole it was one of those, like, that seems like a real, it's sad, because I feel like that was a really bad reason to do it, but it's like, I don't know, it was like kind of interesting how it was, and it was like, I could kind of believe it in a way that someone would kind of do that, it's all like the stuff, and it's like, things, and like, how, like, the prince finds Cinderella, and it's like so pretty and beautiful, and it's like, but I really liked how, like, so at the end, and like, it's like Cinderella, and like this going like stuff, and it's like how, like, she's just trying to stop Cinderella from, like, going to, like, try on the slipper that the princess has brought, and like how she's doing it, and then, like, like, there's the character of the captain basically going like, no, you don't have any right to stop her, like, you're not this, and she's like, I'm her mother, she's then like, no, you're not my mother, you never were, and you never will be, you're not my mom, you're not my mother, and like, like, all this stuff, and like how, this is part in the, I liked how, like, Cinderella leaves, and it's like, she just goes like to stepmother, I forgive you, and like, you just see like stepmother like that sort of, she's like, she just cries, and it's like, it was like, oh God, why did you just do that? And I love that, like, I love it, because it's like, I feel like I heard something, there's like a saying, it was like, the worst thing you can do to your enemy is to forgive them, or something like that, and it's like, and it's like, oh my God, it was so pretty and beautiful, and like, her wedding dress was also pretty, her ball dress was also pretty, like, all the pretty dresses, I want pretty dresses, by the way, yeah, so that's my really, really bad thing of, like, saying, go see Cinderella, I'm not good at giving it, the, what's the word, the praise and whatnot that it deserves. So it was a very beautiful, 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 movie, and yeah, and there's also the Frozen short before it, which was also very, very pretty and beautiful, and yeah, so that's about it, and see you tomorrow, bye.